In this video, I'll give you an introduction to object types in TypeScript. So let me start with one function. Suppose the name of the function is print data and it's taking on data of any type and it's printing the data. So I'll just write console.log and here I'm just printing the value of this data. And if I call it with any value, like suppose I'm passing it as hello, then you can see that it prints hello. And even if I pass it as one, if I pass any object, then also it will print it. Suppose the object holds one ID and one name, then you can see that it's printing the object. By using object type, we can define a type that will accept only object with certain values or certain types of values that is declared in the object. So suppose we want the data to hold one ID that is of type string and one name that is of type string, then you can see that it's working similarly. And if I try to pass any other object, like suppose one object that holds ID, name and age, then you can see that it's throwing me one error. It will print the data here because the JavaScript file, if I go to the JavaScript file, then you can see that it's actually created the function and it's taking the data and it's printing the data. In JavaScript we don't have any type, so it will just print the type, print the object that we are passing it here. It will not check if it actually supports this type or not, but only in the TypeScript file it will show me one error here. Now inside this function we can access the properties of this object. So if I write the name here, then you can see that it's printing the name for both. Let me change it to Bob. Then you can see the first one is name Alex is printed and for the second one the Bob is printed, but it is still showing me the error because we don't have age defined here. We can also move this to any type alias. So we can create on type alias, like suppose it is name is data type and we are passing this type here, and here we can use this type alias. We can also use like this is useful if you have like complex object types. So suppose this object has one name and here suppose we have another property, another field extra data, and extra data is also an object and it will hold one property age, and here we are printing the value of extra data and age. So it is throwing me error because we don't have this extra data property here. So I need to add the extra data, and for extra data I need to add one object that will hold the age. It should be number, not 12. Yeah, so now the error is removed, and if I save it, you can see that the age is printed. Now if I pass any other objects that doesn't have this extra data, then if I save it, then you can see that it throws an error because we don't have the extra data property and we are trying to read the age inside this extra data, but since this is undefined, so it will throw one type error that can't read property age of undefined. So I can also mark it as like optional type, then this error will be removed, but here I need to check for the extra data. Since this is optional, it can be undefined. Now if I save it, then you can see that it's printing undefined because we don't have the extra data and also errors are removed. So that's all for now. If you love this video, please do like and please subscribe to my channel if you have not, and if you have any question, please drop one comment below. Thanks. Bye.